Mark II is back. We're here at lovely Daikoku Futo, and because this is an afternoon on a weekday, the spaces that are normally filled with cool cars like Skylines and Silvias and things like that are currently filled with Priuses and cars being driven by electrical company representatives who are just killing time here before they go back to the office. So as you saw in the last snow drifting video, I've got a new project car, a JZX100 Mark II. But when I say new, it's not exactly new. I've owned this car for, I think, about 8 or 9 years now, and it's been in storage for the last 5 or so. The first car I bought when I moved to Japan was this R32 GTS-T Skyline in black. Seat, coilovers, diff, just the basic stuff. It was a good drift car, but I'd always wanted to get a Mark II. And one day I was at my friend Shino's workshop and saw this car parked out front with no plates on it. It looked like it hadn't been driven for a while. So I said, is that car for sale? And she said, yeah, take it for a test drive. So I did, and I really liked it. Come to think of it, I took it out to a track day before I'd even paid for it properly and crashed it, like a little bit. I broke the bumper off. And since then, I've taken this all over Japan to lots of different tracks. It's been to Nikko about 1 million times. I used to go to Nikko almost every weekend at one point. Of course, Honjo Circuit, Mubara. I entered an MSC competition there with the Mark II, team triple. That was a lot of fun. We didn't win, but it was still pretty cool. And it's been to lots of other track days, competitions. I've won a few trophies with it here and there. One really good one I won was at one of the 1JZ meetings. I got first place in one of the expert classes. Our first thing everyone wants to know is what engine does it have? It's, of course, 1JZ, the VVTi version. It's missing the cover right now. That's why it looks like an older model one, but it is the VVTi. Yeah, it's not very nice, is it? It used to have an HKS GT2835 turbo on it, which is a really nice, very responsive, small ball bearing turbo. But that blew a long time ago. That was sort of the first thing that led to the downfall of this car and just being put into storage. So that blew. It's got the airflow meter back on because it's running the stock computer. It's essentially gone back to stock. And yeah, as you can see, a lot of stuff sort of needs a bit of a refresh. It's absolutely filthy in there. Everything's all dirty. It used to have an oil cooler on, but that's not on there anymore. Yeah, we've got a blank canvas to work with here. Yeah, let's just close that. There's not really a whole lot more to talk about when it comes to the engine. The interior is also in a pretty sad state right now. It's missing a lot of this trim because it used to run an FCON V Pro HKS computer, but I guess because it was old, it had a few problems. I've just had to go back to the standard ECU, take off the piggyback. Also, here you got a lot of wiring harness here in a plastic bag. Like all this loose stuff back here, and everything's all unplugged. Yeah. So climate control, boost controller, turbo timer. I'm going to get rid of that. Everything's just hanging here loose right now. It all works, but it doesn't look great. Same on this side. This bucket seat used to fit me, but I'm a bit older and a bit thicker now, so I don't fit in there. Also, it's in pretty bad condition. Gonna need to change this. Steering wheel's good. Also, I really like this. This is a fiberglass trim piece from Rusty, which covers where the console usually goes, because usually the console's about this high and it gets in the way of pulling the handbrake. So I've got this, I've got some old school stickers on there. Karoy's sticker. That's going to stay where it is for sure, but I'll need to reassemble all this. Also, Defi gauges, which are not currently plugged in either, and covered in dust. Also, you can see it does have a roll cage installed with sidebars, which were for D1 Street Legal, but on this side, as you can see, it's missing. In the back seat, we've got chip packets, fire extinguisher. That's the front trim there. That's the cover for the engine. And also in the back here, we've got the Koyorad radiator. Actually, we've got more parts from Koyo in the back of the car too. Koyo Rad over in the USA have been really cool and supporting part of this build with cooling. I think I've got one in here as well. So we've got the oil cooler in there, and also this is going to be the power steering cooler. So we're already all set as far as cooling goes for the car. It's just everything else we need to work out. In the back here too, these are my track wheels. Work CR Kai 18 by 10.5s. Currently running these really old ATR Sports. These will probably just go on the back to start with. And you can see down the bottom there, evidence of all the tires I used to run. I used to put the stickers. By the way, don't do this, because they just they go really bad after a while. I used to stick all the stickers in there. Here's the sidebar, the bolt-in sidebar, side intrusion bar. So Mark II Corky late model rear end. I love these taillights. This is my favorite part about the Mark II, is the rear end, the taillights. You can see you used to have a wing on it. I took one off, but didn't take the rest of them off. So lots of old stickers. Funny thing in this one here, Himawari Racing. That used to be a street racing team, but now the main guy is a Formula Drift Japan driver. Koguchi original Noriyaro sticker. You'd think I'd sell them by now. And of course, Shinokoba and Amazement, who really helped me get this car back on the road. Some old people used to help me. Forehead's my current tyre shop. There's an old sticker from Casey, shirts tucked in. Really old Embassy sticker, it's starting to wear out a bit. That's actually from a Decotora shop. And these I put on the other day. They're from Lucky Knight. The guy does stickers out of the US. So the wheels on it right now, GTR, R33 front. These are the same wheels you saw last time in the snow video. It's just got these snow tires on. They're just wheels that I had. One cool thing about this car, when I bought it, you can see it's got the TRD brake kit. It makes the front brakes the same size as a JZX100 Supra. So they're essentially Supra brakes on the front, and you don't need to run any sort of converters or anything. It just bolts straight on. They work really well. They work almost too well for a car this size. On the back, it's still just normal disc brakes on the back, and these terrible wheels, which I hate. So no body kit at the moment, just so it would pass registration nice and easy and also go snow drifting. This is a D-Max wide body kit. Comes with this panel and the rear panel. Oh, and the reason I installed this was because I went to Maze Circuit one time and crashed. Like fairly, I guess not that bad really, but as you can see from these pictures, the rear of the car looked pretty bad. I had to drive home like that, all the way from Niigata back to Tokyo. So this whole section was all bent in, and I took it to a panel shop, and the guy said, well, it'll cost the same to either put it back to standard or to trim the fenders so you can run wider wheels, weld them up, and then just run a fiberglass fender. So that's what I'm doing. I may get some new ones eventually, as these are starting to get a bit old and broken, but it does the job for now. And on the front, geez, you can really see the color difference. These are freshly painted panels, and that's the original paint. These front fenders are from Wonder. It's just a standard body kit for now. Whatever was the cheapest, I just got that so it would pass registration. So this bumper will be gone soon, and we'll have something a bit cooler on there soon, I hope. It does have a lock kit on it. As you can see, it's a much better lock than standard. Aragosta suspension with a completely mismatched spring rate. I'm gonna need to change those. Everything's all filthy. It needs some love and a power washer. Currently runs Heyman lower arms and Labyrinth knuckles, which are really old now, and I'm sure that the design of knuckles are a lot better now. Probably be changing every single thing on the suspension. Also the rear of the car, all the suspension is just stock Toyota stuff. The cradle has those standard rubber bushings on there, which one of them's cracked almost all the way through, so it makes that classic JZX bonk sound when you change gears too fast. And all the other arms on there, as I said, stock Toyota. A couple of them are new, but we need to change those out for some adjustable stuff. like I said, like when I used to drive this car, I didn't really care too much about modifying it too much. If it ran, that's all I cared about. I'd just go to the track all the time. I went to the track constantly. That's why it's so beat up. So that brings us to the next question. What is going to happen to this car? Well, it's currently in snowdrift spec, which means high ride height, snow tires. But of course, the snow season is ending soon. It's not going to be a snowdrift car forever. I just thought that'd be a good way just to at least get it going, you know, get it back on the street, you know, see how I felt about it. And of course, at Tokyo Auto Salon, I had a talk with a few different people about possibly working together with this. Of course, 1JZ, it needs a big turbo. It needs to be able to do, okay, here's the goal. I'll say it right now, here's the goal. This thing needs to be able to do scuba circuit, link the front straight of scuba circuit in some parts to the 3Motion by, I guess, I don't know, the end of the year. Like, to absolutely murder scuba circuit. That should be the goal for this car. I don't want to make it too hot boy because driving at places like ABC Circuit, you can't really have a super low car. I still want to be able to jump over curbs and, you know, drive aggressively without having to worry about it too much. Turbo needs changing. A bunch of stuff in the engine needs changing. As far as the suspension goes, all new arms, it needs everything. I'm doing everything. And the funny thing about this car too is that, I mean, to be honest, it would make more sense 5 years ago for me to have pulled off all the good parts in this car, scrapped the actual car itself, but I have a lot of history with this car. Like, I don't want to let it go, even though it's not the cleanest car. So hopefully we can make something cool out of it. Pretty sure we'll be able to do it. That's the story with the Mark II. I just thought I'd let you all know. While other YouTubers are out getting like Porsches and wrecked Ferraris, I'm here with this beaten up Mark II, but it's my car. I like it. I've owned it for a long time, and we're gonna do more cool stuff with it. And speaking of cool stuff, other things you can do if you don't feel you're getting enough content on here, I'm gonna try and upload much more this year, but at the same time, Noriyaro 2 is my second channel that I upload stuff here on YouTube. It's basically sort of uncut videos. You know, for example, on the last snow drifting video, we've got the extended version of the tandems with Koguchi and Kazama, which was a lot of fun. Also, another thing you do, Twitch. Do you all know what Twitch is? Twitch is a live streaming website. I actually live streamed my drive here. So if you check it out, like I know some people aren't really interested in live streaming, that sort of stuff. It's mostly gaming on Twitch, but I live stream on there as well. Do stuff like talk shows, actually stream from tracks and stuff like that. We've done at Ebisu Matsuri, for example, live drifting, there's live chat and everything. Link is down below, twitch.tv. I might be live now, who knows? Come check it out. Also, I should mention this now, I'm coming to the USA. I'm gonna be at this event, Lone Star Drift, May 25 and 26 at the Houston Police Academy, Houston, Texas. So anyone who's from the United States and can make it out to that event, just check out Lone Star Drift. It's the Lone Star Drift Round 3 Formula D Pro-Am and TXSL. I'm gonna be out there with Aaron Losi. It's gonna be good fun. Thanks for watching, and from Daikoku and the new Mark II, I'll see you next time. I wonder what that is.